Hello, this is Deborah Dachinger with the Dare to Dream radio show, and it is my pleasure to be here with you today. And I've picked what I hope is a really apropos subject, certainly in your life, but frankly, the subject that I'm going to discuss today on our inspirational video, and also subsequently tune in to the interview with Anna Holub. The reason is, it's something we all need to do in order to be free. And I'm going to tell you today to dare to forgive. Big subject for some people who have really held on to stuff for so long it's like cement. So dare to forgive. On our Dare to Dream show, any way that you can tune in with us, well, go to Deborah Dachinger, DACHINGER.com. All the interviews are there. You can go to YouTube, and I've got my own channel and subscribers there, Deb on the Radio. I've got a blog, which is Deb on the Radio at blogspot.com, and Facebook. Join us on our fan page, Dare to Dream Radio and TV. And we heard from Paul Alexander, who's a behavioral scientist. And Paul is tuning in. Thank you, Paul. It's great to hear from you. And it's marvelous, the people who are connecting with us. We hear from somebody almost every day with some terrific feedback. Thank God I'm teaching the subject that I need most to learn and that I have come the most far in, and that is touching so many people. It seems so perfect. So with that, let's start this subject, because forgiveness has been huge. Now I'm going to open myself up. This is actually, in a way, an emotional subject for me. And I don't know why there's a lot of emotion coming up for me. It's unexpected. Even in preparing to do forgiveness today, I didn't know that this is going to be the feeling that I would experience. But I also understand that when I say that, for me, there's a lot of gratitude. I come from an interesting place and an interesting background, and a home that created a lot of emotional issues for me. And I held on to a lot of judgment and anger and bitterness and resentment for much of my life. And little by little over the years, I chipped away at it and did some big time work. And the freedom I found from that experience was tremendous. 2 years ago, on this radio show, I decided, and I said it out loud, and in October, before the end of the year, I want to forgive everybody in my life. Tall order. After it came out of my mouth on air, I thought, what am I saying? Who would say such a thing? That's huge. But I really wanted that in my life. And you know, the universe then provided for me. They brought all sorts of people and all sorts of experiences on my path in order to create that very thing. And indeed, I will say it wasn't quite by December, but by the first week of February that next year, I was clean and clear with everyone. With myself, with everyone in my life, with the Creator, everybody and everything. It's a good feeling. So, forgiveness, I have a lot of gratitude that I'm there. And something that I know is the indication of your forgiveness with yourself is how forgiving you are with others. So if you're really unforgiving with others, you're probably terribly unforgiving with yourself. And the light that you will not allow someone else to have out of judgment or resentment is the light that also you cannot have. You can't be in light and expect someone else to live in darkness. So I have been reading an amazing book, highly recommended. It's by Paul Selig, S-E-L-I-G. It's called I Am the Word. It is a channeled text. I am vibrating reading this. And Dare to Forgive. I'm going to read a little bit from his book, I Am the Word. And this, again, is channeled. And it says, what does man do when man believes himself not to have been forgiven by himself, or by his Creator, or by his fellow man? What is the process of forgiveness? Is one really required to forgive his enemies in order to ascend in consciousness? We will tell you this. It's actually not possible to ascend in consciousness to the extent that you require your brother to suffer. And so, as Louis B. Smedes said, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. What I know from my own experiences, when I was, let's be clear, I get it because I've been there. So this is no judgment from on high. This is, we are all in the same plane. Just sometimes a little inspiration from someone who has crossed to the other side, I hope, will motivate you to go there as well. For me, what I know in looking back is to be in that space meant I was carrying around a virtual garbage bag full of energy that was so stuck and heavy that it was impossible for me to really move on in my life. Creating our dreams come true is about moving on. We have to be free. We have to have free attention, free awareness. We have to have peace. You know that saying, let peace begin with me? Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth and let me forgive so I can have peace and project that out here and see that back. Countries don't forgive each other. We see that in the world. I know how you should do something. You're doing this wrong and I resent you. It's not right that you. All sorts of religious and personal and unsensible, really, ideas of how everybody should be doing things and that somehow someone else is right and someone else is wrong. It is a gift we give ourselves. Whether the person we're forgiving knows or not, but it's a real gift we give ourselves to release ourselves. Paul Selig said, "Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future." Now, the dictionary, let's talk about it. The dictionary defines forgive as to renounce anger or resentment. And it goes back to a Greek root word that means to set free, as in freeing a slave. Ironically, when we forgive, the slave we free is ourselves. We free ourselves from being slaves to our own hatred. And Oprah said the best definition of forgiveness I ever heard is giving up the hope that the past will be any different. She says forgiveness does not mean I have to have someone over for dinner, doesn't mean I have to associate with that person. It just means I will no longer be tied to the past. For some people, they've had some very severe things happen in their lives. And so it's important to note that you don't have to re-engage with a person. But it's about the gift to you, the letting go that produces a gift to you. So here is an affirmation again from Paul Selig's book, Affirm. At this moment in time, I am choosing to forgive myself for any and all trespasses I may have incurred against myself and my man, my fellow man, and my Creator. I am willing to be forgiven for any and all beliefs that I have held that have stopped me from experiencing myself as forgiveness by my Creator. I am not allowing myself to believe that I can be and that I am being forgiven for anything and everything that I may have done, that I may have imagined, that I may have thought, that I may have experienced, that I may have chosen, or that may have been gifted with, that has given me reason to not forgive myself, my Creator, and my fellows. I am now free of unforgiveness, and I stand firm in the knowing that I am worthy of the Creator, and that I am worthy of my fellow man, and I am worthy of the journey I intend to go in. We are saying that unforgiveness locks you in, and it locks the relationship in a dynamic that actually does not move. People we want to transform, and forgiveness is part of this process. You can talk to others, you can work with people, you can journal, you can pray, you can meditate. However you choose to get there, I also suggest you put it out to the loving universe, the loving Creator who is there for you, and enlist their help. Because the moment you say, I'm willing to forgive, I'm not sure how I'm going to get there, but I'm willing to forgive everyone and anything, the Creator, myself, all people, anything real or imagined, believe me, the help will show up as it did for me. And then you have yet to choose to continue and take the journey. Remember, you can mourn, you can cry until your tears are dry, and that's okay. And then you can choose to move on. Give yourself the best gift this holiday season. The gift of a clean slate, of unburdening of yourself, of freedom, of releasing yourself, everyone and everything, from the bondage of a grudge. Forgive. Forgive is for giving. Give that. Best gift you can give. And then let go and move on. It will allow you to be here now. And being here now is truly a dream come true. Thanks for tuning in. And we love that you dare to dream. Make sure to make those dreams a reality.